was old, well on in years, and Hashem had blessed Abraham with everything. And Abraham said to his servant, the elder of his household, who controlled all that was his, place now your hand under my thigh, and I will have you swear by Hashem, God of heaven and God of earth, that you not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites among whom I dwell. Rather to my land and to my kindred shall you go and take a wife for my son, for Isaac. The servant said to him, perhaps the woman shall not wish to follow me to this land. Shall I take your son back to the land from which you departed? Abraham answered him, beware not to return my son to there. Hashem, God of heaven, who took me from the house of my father and from the land of my birth, who spoke concerning me and who swore to me, saying, to your offspring will I give this land. He will send his angel before you, and you will take a wife for my son from there. But if the woman will not wish to follow you, you shall then be absolved of this oath of mine. However, do not return my son to there. So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him regarding this matter. Then the servant took 10 camels of his master's camels, and set out with all the bounty of his master in his hand, and made his way to Edom Nanaim, to the city of Nahor. He made the camels kneel down outside the city, toward a well of water at the evening time, the time when the women who draw water come out. And he said, Hashem, God of my master Abraham, may you arrange it for me this day, that you do kindness with my master Abraham. Behold, I am standing here by the spring of water, and the daughters of the townsmen come out to draw water. Let it be that the maiden to whom I shall say, please tip over your jug so I may drink, and who replies, drinking I will even water your camels, her will you have designated for your servant, for Isaac. And may I know through her that you have done kindness with my master. And it was when he had not yet finished speaking that suddenly Rebekah was coming out, she who had been born to Bethuel, the son of Milcah, the wife of Noah, brother of Abraham, with her jug upon her shoulder. Now the maiden was very fair to look upon, a virgin whom no man had known. She descended to the spring, filled her jug, and ascended up. The servant ran toward her and said, let me sip, if you please, a little water from your jug. She said, drink, my lord, and quickly she lowered her jug to her hand and gave him a drink. When she finished giving him a drink, she said, I will draw water even for your camels until they have finished drinking. So she hurried and emptied her jug into the trough, and kept running to the well to draw water. And she drew for all his camels. The man was astonished at her, reflecting silently to know whether Hashem had made his journey successful or not. And it was when the camels had finished drinking, the man took a golden nose ring, its weight was a becca, and 2 bracelets on her arms. 10 gold shekels was their weight. And he said, whose daughter are you? Pray tell me, is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night? And she said to him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, whom she bore to Nahor. And she said to him, even straw and feed is plentiful with us, as well as place to lodge. So the man bowed low and prostrated himself to Hashem. He said, Blessed is Hashem, God of my master Abraham, who has not withheld his kindness and truth from my master. As for me, Hashem has guided me on the way to the house of my master's brothers. The maiden ran and told her mother's household according to these events. Rebecca had a brother whose name was Laban. Laban ran to the man outside to the spring. For upon seeing the nose ring and the bracelets on his sister's hands, and upon his hearing sister Rebecca's words, saying, Thus has the man spoken to me, he approached the man who was still standing by the camels by the spring. He said, Come, O blessed of Hashem, why should you stand outside when I have cleared the house and place for the camels? So the man entered the house and unmuzzled the camels. He gave straw and feed for the camels, and water to bathe his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. Food was set before him, but he said, I will not eat until I have spoken my piece. And he said, Speak, hey. Then he said, A servant of Abraham am I. Hashem has greatly blessed my master, and he prospered. He has given him flocks, cattle, silver and gold, servants and maidservants, camels and donkeys. Sarah, my master's wife, bore my master a son after she had grown old. And he gave him all that he possesses. And my master had me taking notes, saying, Do not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites in whose land I dwell, unless you go to my father's house and to my family and take a wife for my son. And I said to my master, Perhaps the woman will not follow me. He replied to me, Hashem, before whom I have walked, will send his angel with you and make your journey successful. And you will take a wife for my son from my family and my father's house. Then will you be absolved from my oath when you have come to my family? And if they will not give her to you, then you shall be absolved from my oath. I came today to the spring and said, Hashem, God of my master Abraham, if you would graciously make successful the way on which I go. Behold, I'm standing by the spring of water. Let it be that the young woman who comes out to draw, and to whom I shall say, Please give me some water to drink from your jug. And who will answer, You may also drink, and I will draw water for your camels too. She shall be the woman whom Hashem has designated for my master's son. I had not yet finished meditating when suddenly Rebecca came out with a jug on her shoulder and descended to the spring and watered. Then I said to her, Please give me a drink. She hurried and lowered her jug from upon herself and said, Drink, and I will even water your camels. So I drank, and she watered the camels also. Then I questioned her and said, whose daughter are you? And she said, the daughter of Bethuel, son of Nahor, whom Milcah bore to him. And I placed the ring on her nose and the bracelets on her hands. Then I bowed and prostrated myself to Hashem, and blessed Hashem, God of my master Abraham, who led me on a true path to take the daughter of my master's brother for his son. And now if you intend to do kindness and truth with my master, tell me, and if not, tell me, and I will turn to the right or to the left. And Laban and Bethuel answered and said, the matter stemmed from Hashem. We can say to you neither bad nor good. Here Rebecca is before you, take her and go. Let her be a wife to your master's son, as Hashem has spoken. And it was when Abraham's servant heard their words, he prostrated himself to the ground. And to Hashem the servant brought out objects of silver and gold and garments, and gave them to Rebekah, and delicious fruits he gave to her brother and mother. They ate and drank, he and the men who were with him, and they spent the night. When they arose the next morning, he said, send me to my master. Her brother and mother said, let the maid remain with us a year or 10 months, and she will go. He said to them, do not delay me now that Hashem has made my journey successful. Send me and I will go to my master. And they said, let us call the maiden and ask her decision. They called Rebekah and said to her, will you go with this man? And she said, I will go. So they escorted Rebekah, their sister, and her nurse, as well as Abraham's servant and his men. They blessed her, Rebekah, and said to her, our sister, may you come to be thousands of myriads, and may your offspring inherit the gate of its foes. Then Rebekah arose with her maidens. They rode upon the camels and proceeded after the man. The servant took Rebekah and went. Now Isaac came from having gone to Beer Lahai Roi, for he dwelt in the south country. Isaac went out to supplicate in the field towards evening, and he raised his eyes and saw, behold, camels were coming. And Rebekah raised her eyes and saw Isaac. She inclined while upon the camel, and she said to the servant, who is that man walking in the field toward us? And the servant said, he is my master. She then took the veil and covered herself, and the servant told Isaac all the things he had done. And Isaac brought her into the tent of Sarah his mother. He married Rebekah, she became his wife, and he loved her. And thus was Isaac consoled after his mother.